So we're live right now, but I'm gonna real quick fix the thumbnail and post a link. It is so annoying.
So it's like a new live.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it, I think. Although it says we're not live.
What do you mean?
On YouTube, the stream is not live. It says waiting.
No, we're live.
Oh, there we go. Now it says live.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, okay.
Okay. It'll be a few minutes before we're ready to get up and going again.
Will the people come?
Probably some of them.
Benjamin.
Is Benjamin here?
Yeah.
Oh my god, technology! So we lost. I don't see Benjamin. Oh wait, that's weird.
He's in chat.
Yeah, no, I see. That's weird. He's pulling up on. I see it now, but I don't see it in my Streamlabs chat section. But hello, Matas.
That is some PEMDOS looking shit. I love it.
This is so we lost internet. When internet just crashed and everything went to shit. Well, it was already shit.
5 people are already back. That's crazy.
I haven't even posted.
Why do you like us?
Ark,
it was not you. It was not you.
Unless you came over here and disabled our internet.
Which is weird. How do you know our address?
I'm sorry. I'll be ready in like 1 to 2 minutes or so. We're probably going to do a different game. Okay.
Benjamin, that is so true. Like working for a technology company, what I've learned, especially because we work for the DoD primarily, I cannot overstate how flimsy our technology is and our cybersecurity.
Don't say that
for the DoD.
Don't say that in a public space.
You're right. I'm not gonna get my security clearance now.
Okay. Thumbnail is updated, I believe. We got 6 people, which is how many we had before. But just in case, I'm going to post this in the Discord again.
Here's the thing, though, is like, I love the idea of not being reliant on any modern technology, but if anything happens, zombie apocalypse, dystopian future, without my medications, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Or fortunately, I've wanted to be one of the ones that dies early.
So, it took me way too long to realize that we lost internet. First thing I noticed was that I lost the screen on my computer. So I was like looking at my Steam Deck just playing for a minute, and then it was doing the thing. So like I noticed Ellie was kicked from the lobby and she wasn't talking, and then I was pausing it and the bots just kept going. It's like you just can't pause it.
Benjamin, what naval base? We're trying to get into the Navy.
Also, I'm gonna really struggle with reading chat because it is not pulling up for me. It's just blank. And like I can see it.
Really?
I can see the version that's embedded on the stream, where I see the stream preview, but it's so small.
Yeah.
So like I cannot really read chat right now.
Should I stream my screenshot of your stream, and then you can read the comments? It's perfect.
No, that's. Best bet is for me
That's
to.
called engineering, kids.
My best bet is to just have it up on my phone, I guess. But I don't know how long my battery. My battery's probably fine. Okay. Very makeshift stream today. So many tech problems. Okay, what are we playing?
Bremerton. I don't know that one. That's interesting. What are we playing? You know where my heart lies.
I do, and I'm not in the mood for that.
Well,
But it does have to be co-op because we named it's in the
I know,
thumbnail.
we made such a nice thumbnail.
Do spider hack.
But genuinely, I am okay with just watching you play and talking to chat.
Yeah.
What does chat want? Chat, what do you want from me?
Do you want me and Ellie to play together, or do you want Ellie as a commentator and me as a player? You know, I having my phone show chat is pretty much just as bad as watching the embedded thing because it's also very small. Oh, this is so frustrating.
Maybe you should be wearing your glasses, Michael.
I wouldn't mind having my glass. Oh, sweet! It just reloaded. Hey, Fujin.
Second stream. Okay, but seriously,
it's
what do you
supposed
guys
to be
want?
one.
Benjamin leaving.
My glasses are downstairs.
Fujin, aren't his glasses attractive? Someone else understands. It's great.
Anyway, I'm sure some people prefer them on, and some people might not. But they're too far away, and I forgot to grab them while I was down there.
Are they down here?
They are. That doesn't mean.
Oh my god! Give me 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I don't think it's gonna take her 2 minutes. I think she's gonna be here sooner than that. You know, we could do theater rhythm. Oh, what are the... I want to stream this, but I gotta make sure it's allowed. Because I'm not about to get squared again. Yeah, that's what I think... that sucks. You're probably right, though. There you go. Thank you. I mean, they wouldn't move the channel over just one thing, but let's see. Square Enix permits you to post online and otherwise use certain content from Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, the game, subject to these guidelines. These guidelines apply only outside of Japan. If you're located in Japan or have obtained a Japanese version of the game, please check different guideline. The materials following.
Okay, what did we decide?
I'm looking into Theater Rhythm.
Okay. Single player, double player.
It actually does have a co-op mode. But I'm looking at it to see if we're even allowed to stream it.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that I want to stream a rhythm game live.
Okay.
That scares me.
No, that's fine. You also didn't have to play. I mean,
I'm down to commentate. Hello, Kaiser. See, I gotta take care of the babies.
Although,
hey, Kaiser.
oh, interesting. Oh, there's a list of songs. There's a list of songs that you can't do. But I think you can do any song, and I'm not gonna mess with that. But I think it is allowed for certain songs. But we will not be doing that. Thanks, Benjamin. Saying I have a bad connection. I'm not sure. That bad. The icon's just annoying. You still there, Ellie?
Mm-hmm. I'm just listening to Kaisa purr.
Okay. I'll go over to my favorites. Oh my god, this icon is driving me nuts.
What icon?
There's an icon telling me that I'm having a bad connection to Steam Link. But like...
Well, if I'm commentating, I have great news because my superpower is oversharing. So
Feel free.
Ask me a question and I will answer it.
Well...
Few exclusions apply.
You still want your clearance?
I don't have anything to hide.
True. Can confirm.
I feel really bad for the FBI agent that it has to sit down and listen to this. I hope you're having a good day, bud. Guys, can you hear him playing with my mic?
No.
He's trying to bite it.
He does.
No, I said few exclusions apply, Fujin. Michael can veto any question. So it's up to Michael. Cringe. Boundaries aren't cringe. They're cool. Remember that, kids. What is your favorite opinion? There's so many directions you could take that.
I'm curious what your answer is.
I'm thinking. I mean, obviously it depends what you mean by favorite.
Depends on what you mean by opinion. What do you mean by the word
about
what?
Atheism.
And what does the word is mean to you?
That was my entire degree. My entire degree was us doing Jordan Peterson impressions of each other and calling that
of each other.
Essay. Yeah.
It's like you do an impersonation, but someone else is impersonating your impersonation. Is that?
No, we're just both impersonating Jordan.
Oh.
Yeah.
So not.
It's like there's an infinite Jordan glitch.
Oh, okay.
This is left up to interpretation. Yeah. So atheism is like the one I'm most passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Michael, what are hot takes that I have?
I mean, I think all of your takes are pretty hot.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything that I think is just like very controversial, and I've ceased to think of it as anything controversial, so I cannot remember which takes are hot and which are cold.
Okay.
I do often tell people, though, jokingly,
I'm Ref E. That is my name.
Refi.
Ref
That I'm so
E.
far to the left that I'm okay with guns again. Hope that answers your question. Are these cats or dogs?
They're cats. This is called Kitty Tactics.
Oh, I remember this one.
Oh. Oh.
It does answer a version of the question. I mean, they're technically beliefs, not opinions. If you define opinion as something truly subjective, I guess. Oh, I passed the test. That's great.
The fact that those pop-ups are just stacking up.
I was not paying attention. Are you one of these cats or are you all of these cats?
I'm just one of them.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
This raises questions about consciousness. Flannery. Tell me your guys' hot takes. And if they're good, I'll call them out, and if they're bad, I'll roast them.
This game is bad, but that's okay.
I'm so sorry. I know that the fact that one of your 1,200 games did not pan out is heartbreaking to you.
No, I already knew this game was going to be bad. It's very cheap.
So you bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys gotta start telling me your opinions, because if you guys don't say anything, I'm gonna start talking about things you don't want to hear about. Benjamin, you know I love your opinions especially. Every time something comes up about foreign policy at work, I'm like, Benjamin would know the answer. I don't say that to the people though, because they don't know you.
If anyone understands this game, then that's impressive. Oh my god, the fact that the tutorial just keeps stacking up multiple pop-ups.
So annoying.
Yeah.
I know that I can ask you questions, Benjamin, but like, all of my questions lead to further questions. Is the problem. So really what I would like is for you to explain the entire history of everything to me. Please and thank you. Although I will say, Benjamin, now that I've worked in the government technology sector, I have a completely different outlook on like national defense and things like that. So we are going to have to talk about that sometime. Guys, please. Kaiser. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna take care of this cat.
Yeah. Cats are still not getting along, and it brings me much sadness. See you later, Benjamin.
Yeah, take care, Benjamin, and we should connect. That sounds good. I know the rest of you have hot takes. They are bubbling, they are simmering beneath the surface. You want to type it, I can feel it. Super random, but like I idolize Monty and my friend's wedding that I went to over the weekend, her brother looks just like Monty. It was kind of trippy.
これだけいただいて宿代だけじゃ釣り合いが取れねえ。お嬢さん方これから町を出なさるんでしょ。まだ明るいとはいえここいら物騒だ。
But the last time I had a conversation with her brother, I was accused of flirting with him. So I don't think I'm allowed to talk to him anymore.
That's weird.
当然です。それがこの町のビジネスってもんだ。なんか来たよ。
So this main character, the Carol.
It's actually
What
not.
is her personality?
It's actually not.
She's not the main character?
No. I mean, she might be like a
man.
main character.
Is she the romantic interest?
I don't know. I hope so.
What's her personality like?
She's not been around for very long. I don't know. This guy's the main character, and he basically just wants revenge against either the government or the corporation.
What's his name?
Lucian. And
Lucy, the guy on the bottom.
yeah, and he ran
I see.
into Carol. Carol was being chased by these officers,
I see.
which was a mutual enemy. So they teamed up.
What is Entist? Sorry.
No, it was funny. Don't trust
What
me.
about the black clothes?
Yeah. Lucian makes more sense now.
I'm just stuck on the fact that her name is Carol.
Lucian Tiller.
He looks like a little bit of a douche right now.
Like how it's taking Wachenruder and it's saying wake or.
Oh, interesting.
Ifala. Orange and small.
That's true.
Guess
Carol is a
got
pretty
easy.
normal name,
Yeah.
relatively speaking.
Yeah, her name is small. Or her. I can't remember if this is boy or girl, to be honest. But their name is small, which is kind of rough.
You know, when you think about it, it's actually pretty disturbing how many video games we make about killing each other. And I'm not saying that in a like video games make kids violent way. I'm saying like, why is that what we choose to focus on in our entertainment?
I mean, throughout human history, we've done a lot of killing.
We have.
Better to do it digitally.
Yes. Like, warfighting is certainly part of human nature, but there's so many other parts of human nature.
Mhm. And there's plenty of games that don't have it.
It's true. Good versus evil is the most simplistic plot ever. Yeah,
it's just
especially in the
easy.
West. It's true.
Yeah, I was afraid
I
of that.
think
I gotta remap my controls again, but I think it's fine.
I think Good versus Evil is such a good storytelling device because it is so easy to immerse yourself in. Because humans naturally, we tell our stories about ourselves being good and other people being evil. Like we frame everything in terms of friends and enemies. So it's just natural that we would immerse ourselves in a story like that. Versus if you have a story that's just completely morally gray, I think it's harder. I mean, but that's what makes a really good story, right? Is like one that's more thoughtful. But
The song is something. I don't know what.
I can't hear it.
Oh. Well, that's good for you. That's actually...
Yes, they were told as stories. Or as lessons, I'm sorry. Right, I mean, that Fujin, you're totally right, because the good versus evil is way more prominent in the West than it is in the East, and that's because that is the lesson that Western audiences wanted to pass down to their kids. And it is related to ethnicism and racism, you're right. Wait, is temperature a mechanic in this game?
It is. It is.
That's cool.
I'm not
That's
sure exactly what... I'm sure it influences your weapons, so basically the weapons are steam powered and they overheat. And so I guess
it's
when
literally a cooldown time.
Yeah, you literally have to cool down, wait and cool down. Steam for the steam guns. Yep. So I'm guessing in cooler temperatures it doesn't heat up as quickly, and vice versa. That makes sense. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Mata said, I don't think good versus evil is much less common in other parts of the world. It's just that we are way much familiar with media from other regions. I disagree. In my degree, I studied like philosophy and religion from the East and the West. And while good versus evil, like you could argue that a lot of things are categorized into that dichotomy. I don't think, like for example, the ancient epic, the Ramayana, I would not say that that's good versus evil, even though there are characters that in the West we would say, well, that's good and that's evil. I don't think that that's how the original authors and readers would have thought of it. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think there's things we take for granted in the West that are... It's a coincidence that we think of them that way. It's not an inherent part of the nature of the world. I'm sorry that I made this stream a philosophy lecture.
You need not. Apologies. No apologize.
That's what's... Okay, last thing. But that's what's so interesting to me about like Hinduism, ancient Hinduism, Vedic Hinduism. Because... it's not, the choices are not really, is this good or is this bad? Rama is clearly good, but if you think about the choices that Rama is given, it's not, is he making good or bad choices? It's, is he making choices that align with Brahman or not? I don't know. I see that as a difference. You could argue that they're the same thing. Ultimately. Fujin, do your homework. Be a good boy.
Well, we'll still be here when you get back.
Like, okay, let me say this. Is it matas?
That's what I've been saying.
Okay, I just don't want to get you.
They've never corrected me, so I think it's matas.
If it's not, please tell me. But here's what I will say about like the difference with good versus evil versus like the moral system of Brahmin. I feel like the moral system that you see in the Ramayana is more about consequences to individuals and to societies than it is about like there being some fundamental force of evil inherent to a decision. It's complicated, 100%. It's very cool to read someone else to meet someone else who's read the Ramayana, though. It's one of the most beautiful books ever written, hands down. Results versus intent. I mean, there's definitely a difference. Like, in the West, especially in Christianity, we focus on intentions a lot. So I do think that is maybe a nuance that isn't picked up as much in other cultures, but I don't know, Matas, maybe you can... Let's see. I would argue the whole story is very moralistic. I totally agree it's extremely moralistic. I'm arguing that it's not about good and evil decisions in the way we would think about good and evil. Like, in the same way that in a lot of languages in the East, there is no word for religion as we know it in the West, because religion doesn't exist as a concept inherently. It's part of the way we conceptualize a culture. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. Michael, say something about Steam.
Hey, what's up, Blue Spark? Currently playing Wachenmörder. It's kind of like a tutorial, it seems. I meant to charge that attack up, but it didn't deal any damage. So, music be dootin'. This game has a soundtrack. It has one of the soundtracks of all time.
Oh my god, Matas, I love the things you're bringing up, because I actually did, I did a paper on Hegel, oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, the Nazi phenomenologist. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Heidegger, duh. I actually did a paper on Heidegger and how it's totally possible, although we'll never know for sure, that Heidegger took influence from the East, and that is how we got phenomenology. And there's also obviously a question even of like Christianity, whether Buddhism and Christianity influenced each other, and if they did, in what direction. So that it really is a question of like, is there a base or inherent way to conceptualize morality? And can we trace that back linguistically and culturally? And if not, when did they diverge? Everybody's doing homework. I was gonna ask you if you ever missed homework, Michael, but then I remember you probably did it in like 5 seconds.
You know, my
So
my main philosophy throughout schooling was, if you wait till the last minute to do it, it only takes you a minute.
if you're capable, that doesn't work for everybody. It's just what I'm saying.
Yeah. Such a weird chapter. It's like, all it did was teach me how to use buttons.
Sometimes not doing it is the best way to do it.
My physics
You know?
physics class, all the homework was optional. 100% of it was, here's the assignment, you can do it, it's not worth the grade, and then here's the test. So I never did it. I didn't do a single assignment, and I'm pretty sure I was like the only one that never did it. But I was also the one who got a 4 on the AP exam.
I thought about that a lot as a teacher because it's all psychological, right? There are obviously students in every class who don't need to do the homework.
Mm.
So for their sake, I don't want to make the homework mandatory. But I was always afraid that if I didn't make the homework mandatory, that the students who did need to do the homework would not motivate, some of them would not motivate themselves to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I never resolved that.
Orange Deluxe.
Wow. Yeah, Blue Spark, I totally hear you. And that's the thing is, like, from a very theoretical perspective, like, I want people to be able to do things at their own pace. But that's just not how human motivation works sometimes. And especially younger kids, because I was teaching 4th graders, it's like they don't necessarily even have the tools to motivate themselves. Wait, Mata says the translation likes to erroneously incorporate the name of the
into
character
sentence.
speaking.
Yeah.
Is that because it has
That's-
like the character's name and then
Yeah, because it doesn't know what's...
That's funny.
Yeah. And that's where the whole black clothes joke came in. Because there was this guy, his name was like Man in Black Clothes or whatever.
Oh,
And so,
I remember this now.
And so he kept basically, it just sounded like he was obsessed with black clothes. Like, okay, let's get back onto the topic of black clothes.
This translating tool is just a single mother that's working too hard.
2009?
I agree, Blue Spark, and that's the thing is that, like, there are answers to a lot of these questions if we did extensive psychological clinical trials. And some of those answers exist. The problem is that education, for some unknown reason, does not feel the need to be an evidence-based practice.
やがてうっそうと茂る豊かな森が現れます。みずみずしく滴るような緑。うねりながらすべてを包み込む静かな恐ろしい緑。
Can't keep up.
That is a really cool
大いなる
costume.
畏敬を込めて人々はその森をこう呼びました。神聖なりし、古の森。森人の住む緑の都。ドラゴンアッシュル。
It is great that we have places like Finland as case studies. I mean, part of the problem is 8 hours is
Jeez,
just so much
Carol,
school.
calm down.
Did you just tell a woman to calm down, Michael?
I did.
I can't believe it. 8 hours is an eternity, Kryptonite. I agree. Especially like working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week now. I mean, working is calling it, that's generous. I don't remember how in school we sat there for 8 hours and just listened. And part of the problem is that as humans, as a species, we have so much collected knowledge now. Like, honestly, too much to transmit to every single human child by the time they're 18. Which in Finland, so my dad lived in Finland for a year in high school, and at least at that time, I don't know about now, by the time you get to high school, you kind of got to pick a path, a general path, as in like arts or STEM or things like that. And I think that helps because then at least you're focusing. You've gotten, as long as your education up to middle school has been good, you have a solid basis in everything. And then you can focus on the things that you're going to use for the rest of your life. Is this okay commentary, Michael?
Mm-hmm. I'm just more focused on the game, so I don't... Just please... You wanted to talk to people, and here's people that want to talk to you, so...
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Some kids don't want to learn, and it is okay. I agree. The problem, in my opinion, the problem is that we live in a democracy. So what do you do? Like, I'm fine with an individual not choosing to be educated. But one, a child can't really consent to not being educated or being educated. That's its own problem. And second, if they're not educated, should they be able to vote? It's complicated. I am not saying that educated people are smarter, but educated people have more context. Is this girl wearing a metal bra? I sure hope so. Michael, can you confirm or deny?
I can't. I've not gotten in bed with her. Yet.
You wanted to try that again?
Yes, she has a metal bra. She showed it to me last week. Their fault. Wow, a nice song.
The metal bra stays on. Absolutely, the metal bra stays on. When you pay that much for a bra, you don't want to take it off at the most important time in its life. Oh, it was the one in the cage. I don't know. That's why I left teaching those, because to be honest, I think the system in the United States, like, there is no good way for a teacher to go about it. And to be quite honest, I don't have the energy. Does this ever become a mecha anime?
Anime. I don't know. I don't think there's mecha. I'm trying to remember because I've seen a lot
I
of
just had that assumption.
I've seen a lot of key art. I mean, it's like steampunk, sci-fi. I mean, it makes sense. Kind of.
I just assumed it for some reason. I think because the art reminds me of Appleseed.
Yeah. I don't think it has any mecha. So. Chemical. I don't know what. Based out. I mean, I showed it to her recently.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't
I
know
watched
anything about
Appleseed
it.
as a kid. Little bitty kid.
That's why you turn out so different from other people our age. You were raised on anime.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say because I was raised on Appleseed specifically.
Well, no.
Which, like, you know, there's some pretty decent things in Appleseed to be raised on. His name was Chemical. He said, "Help." Ah, thank you so much. Thank you, Matas.
That's why Michael turned out so cool. I agree.
Appleseeds they have a very small amount of cyanide in them. You have to eat a lot of apple seeds for it to harm you, and if you swallow the apple seed whole, it's fine. It's the actual crushing of the seed. So if you bite and chew the seed, then the cyanide's released. Otherwise, you just poop the seed whole. And
Also,
cyanide.
you would have to crunch an ungodly number. Of
Yeah, you'd
cyanide
probably
of
die from
seeds.
eating just too much before you would get enough cyanide. I mean, I don't know the math, but gaining an immunity to cyanide is base.
You know, I was gonna say I wonder why we don't use poison in foreign diplomacy more, and then I realized we probably do. We just don't know about it.
Oh shit, he's an archer. Although that did not deal much damage.
Is it a steam-powered bow?
It must be.
That's pretty fucking cool. I feel like this main character looks like Cloud. Like the gray-black turtleneck with the blonde hair thing.
I wonder if there are more playable characters. So I just don't know. Be cool.
Agatha Christie always described the smell of cyanide like that of moldy almonds. Interesting. Matas, if you know that, can you also tell me why does almond extract smell like cherries? And is that also the smell of cyanide? Or does cyanide smell like regular almonds, not extracted, not milked, if you will? Also, you know about Agatha Christie. Right on.
Where'd that guy come from?
The ground.
What the fuck?
You've never smelled cyanide in real life. We should fix that. Wait, can you smell it? Or is it one of those that will kill you if you inhale a vapor?
God, he is a big man.
Oh, are those gauntlets? I didn't realize she had gauntlets.
Yeah, she's got like steam-powered gauntlets.
That's fucking awesome. That's fair. Who would describe it if they all died?
I'm coming to help you. Like...
feel like one of the smells I'll never forget from my life is formalin. I want to say formaldehyde, but I don't think it was actual formaldehyde. I think it was something like formalin. But I did anatomy and physiology in high school, and that smell haunts me. And ever so occasionally, I smell something that reminds me of it. Did you dissect animals, Michael?
I did not. No.
What? Do you wish you had?
Nope.
I'm very sensitive to that kind of thing. Like Michael can attest, extremely sensitive. But dissecting animals that were already dead for some reason did not bother me. And in fact, I had a rabbit that had facial palsy that I was hoping would die in the summertime so that I could dissect her outside, but she died in winter. I'm sad to say.
You really need a piece of dialogue every time. Every turn. It's getting cold.
Blue Spark says he has only ever dissected owl pellets and he doesn't know if he could handle a whole animal. To be honest, I don't know if I could now, but in high school it didn't bother me.
You're a different person.
I am extremely sensitive to suffering now. Like probably more than I should be.
Yeah. Better than the opposite though.
Than being a psychopath, I agree. They had us dissect frogs. It's funny, I never did a frog. Even though that's like the most popular thing to dissect, I don't think I ever dissected a frog. Thinking of what I dissected. This is not all of them, but the ones I remember are grasshopper, squid, fish,
really?
pig,
Does the list keep going?
rabbit.
What the fuck?
I was in anatomy and physiology. Our anatomy class legit was just dissecting a new thing every week. It was so chill. We would color in the anatomy pictures and then we would dissect the animal, and that was the whole class. That's so interesting. I didn't realize that was more of an American school thing. You know, Blue Spark, I don't remember the smell of the squid because the formalin just kind of covers everything up. But we actually took the ink sacs out and like made thumbprints out of them. The fish smelled really bad though. I do remember that. I know I'm missing things, but I'm trying to remember. The first one I ever did was a rabbit though, because normally that class did cats, but there was a nationwide dead cat shortage that year. So we got rabbits, and there were like 2 or 3 pregnant ones, and it was like a lottery system, and we happened to get one of the pregnant ones. An onion.
I did not do much. Okay.
Dead cat shortage. Well, to be honest, I think I was more resilient in high school because I grew up spending a lot of time at my family's farms, and like to this day you'll walk into the fairing house where the pigs are, or now there are goats in there, but and there will just be like a dead goat fetus on the ground. that hasn't been tossed
dead.
onto the pile yet, and it's
Oh my.
just part of life on the farm.
What the hell, man? This sucks. I don't think I can recover from this.
I will never financially recover from this.
So I just gotta redo the whole chapter. Is that what's happening?
That sucks, but that's true. Oh, a worm. Also dissected a worm. That was the most boring one ever. The grasshopper was actually really interesting because it was a female, and female grasshopper ovaries look like toothbrushes, but if the bristles were just like little plastic things.
Is there dodging? I don't think there's dodging. And I gotta wait for my weapon to cool down before I re-engage.
Kryptonite, I totally agree, and that's the thing is like the problem with consciousness is that we never really know if another being is conscious and suffering. But I feel like we should err on the side of caution. Like the older I get, the more I feel like the universal ethic is to minimize suffering. I feel okay. This is my hot favorite opinion. I'm so sorry that Ben here missed this. I feel, and this is also like a kind of an academic prediction, that in 100 years, looking back at our society, I think they will think that eating animals was a moral atrocity. And I say this as someone who eats animals. Like, I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but I do think they're gonna look back and be like, how could you? And I don't have a defense, to be honest. That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Blue Spark says he remembers seeing dead mice once in front of my house, and I still remember how uncomfortable I felt, and it was middle school and you were coming home alone. Yeah, I feel like, because I didn't grow up on a farm, I grew up in the suburbs, my family had a farm. So I also didn't grow up like with death just every single day like my cousins did. And I remember the first time I saw a dead robin, and it really sunk in. And growing up, I had a major fear of death, like very all-consuming. And I feel like it just kind of changes, for some kids, it's like really traumatizing. It changes the way you think about everything when you find out that people die. Michael, you were probably raised woker than that. You probably know about death from a very young age.
Can't really think of a time when I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of a time I didn't know about it, but I remember it hitting me. I also remember, because I grew up religious. Is it okay to touch on religion?
Yeah.
I'll steer clear of it if you want. But I grew up evangelical Christian, and I remember when I found out that their belief, that our belief was that the world was going to end, and I was depressed for months. Like, genuinely. That was maybe the start of my mental health issues. Uncertainty generally scares me. Well, one, that's human, but two, that can also be obviously exacerbated by other anxiety, and like, I have obsessive compulsive disorder, so uncertainty scares the shit out of me too. Kryptonite said that one of his toys as a kid was an encyclopedia, so I kind of read that stuff and it didn't bother me that much, I guess. That's good. I feel like you can acclimate children to that stuff early. That's great, because it is just a fact of life. And like, death will always be a problem. It will always be a problem, but if you can equip kids to just handle it, accept the uncertainty, I think that's the best you can do. I agree that it's very normal, Fujin. I mean, just evolutionarily, even like
Oops.
obviously, it would be helpful to have a fear of death because if you die, you cannot pass on your genes. Like you literally stop existing. That seems inherently terrifying. Well, growing up, I didn't believe you stopped existing. I believed you either went to heaven or hell, and so growing up, I was terrified that I was gonna go to hell. Terrified.
Some of you may have I've heard this. Some of you may have heard this because it's not exactly the first time it's been said, but I don't find death particularly terrifying, or the idea that, you know, stopping existing, like, because I think about the 1960s, or the 1800s, or, you know, 1252, or, you know, any other year prior to me being born, and how I have no perception of what it was like to be alive in those times.
Yeah. But you don't feel like, oh my god, I have to fix this. I wasn't alive. It just is what it is. You weren't, and you won't be. I agree. What I was gonna say is, like, because I come from that background, the idea of stopping existing completely is such a relief. I don't have to worry about going to hell anymore because I believe that nothing's gonna happen.
Pretty liberating.
For me, yeah, and like I'm still afraid of death in the way that I think everybody is, as in like it makes me nervous. And like there's a part of me that's still afraid of going to hell, even though I'm not religious anymore. But that's the thing, is nobody on Earth can give you really new information about death, because none of us have gotten there yet. So it's always going to be scary, because there's no possible way to know. I don't know who Cheetah Rivera is, so you'll have to enlighten me, but I totally agree. And Robin Williams' death, when I was I think I was a freshman in high school, hit me exceptionally hard. And I think that is also totally normal. Obviously, it comes from like a parasocial perspective, but as an encounter with death, it's no less real. Blue Spark says he finds it helpful to listen to stories of people that had near-death experiences. Now, when you say near-death, like near close contact with death, do you mean like people who have visions, and you take that as a sign of comfort, or can you elaborate on that, Blue Spark? Oh, Anita. Okay, I'm so sorry. I did not know her name was Cheetah Rivera, and I didn't know she died. That's wow. You know, there's a lot of hospice nurses on TikTok. Oddly, Michael, I don't know if that's ever crossed your timeline.
A lot of what?
Hospice nurses.
Oh, it's not.
And being in a medical family, like, this is something I also experienced growing up, but something you hear from a lot of people who work hospice is that people very often, before they die, are overcome with a sense of peace. And I know a lot of people interpret that to mean that like religion is real or like there's an afterlife. Personally, I don't take it that way, but I do take comfort in that because I think if anything, that's probably a very natural psychological phenomenon, chemical phenomenon that I look forward to. Okay, Modest, thank you for clarifying that as well. So she was the first Anita. Is that correct? She opened. I totally hear you, Blue Spark, and the thing is, like, there's nothing really comforting to say at the end of the day. I'll preface that, but honestly, like, I feel like my view of death is heavily influenced by Taoism. The idea of you come from oneness, unconsciousness. Yeah. And you're just returning to it. You are really not ceasing to exist. Like, you never existed, I guess, is the terrifying way of putting it.
You're the universe's way of observing itself.
Yes. And I know that that's maybe partially romanticized, but when you really think about it, consciousness itself is kind of a miracle. Not in a supernatural way, but it's worthy of being romanticized. And I think it's valid to think of death through that lens, personally. Both on Broadway and in the West End, and Cheetah was giving birth. Oh man. This is so random, but I'm surprised that she ended up having a baby because I know in theater, in my interactions with theater, there's a lot of pressure to get an abortion if you get pregnant and you're meant to perform. So that's surprising. I know it was way, way, way back when, but still, I mean, they were doing it back then too.
Okay, so I guess I gotta do like hit and run tactics with this guy. Or I can't just sit there and
playing
take
dirty.
it. Not gonna do that.
Maybe it's trying to teach you the lesson that playing fair isn't always gonna work.
Yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Mata's
fucking damn it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nice.
Is there an advantage for him being higher than you?
I don't know.
Like, I'm just thinking of this in terms of triangle strategy, automatically. Matas, if you ever come to the States, well, not the States, North America, you should let me know, because I feel like you would appreciate the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Ontario.
I'm wondering if...
Says,
I think the ambush spawns are like predetermined, because they're showing up in the same spots.
Well,
Which,
how well did
that's
you
like
last time?
that's like ambush spawns on steroids. Because in Fire Emblem, it's like, okay, they show up in this spot of the map, and then they're able to attack you on enemy phase. Like, these guys show up adjacent to you, and they attack right away. Like, I mean, they don't deal that much damage, and they don't have much HP, but jeez.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that the way it works in maddening in Three Houses? They can attack you. They don't have to wait till enemy phase.
Oh, possibly. I didn't play Maddening, to be honest.
I did not either.
I don't know. I don't remember which Fire Emblems have it and which ones don't. Let's see. I think Fire Emblem 6, maybe Fire Emblem Awakening, probably Maddening.
Oh. Matas said yes on Maddening only.
Okay.
I thought that was the case because my ex-husband played Maddening with only Bernadetta. And I remember him saying that was one of the differences, and that was one of the reasons I never tried maddening, because I was like, I'm not about that life.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let him beat up on me a little bit. But then I'm gonna beat up on him, and then run away.
It's okay to run away sometimes. Michael just made me play lunatic mode, like last week,
Yeah.
and it was over in a good 2
Literally,
minutes.
first turn, game over on the first turn. But
Yeah.
it was Lunatic Plus. I just threw it at you.
Now I'm interested in Awakening.
Probably shouldn't
I
have gone
agree
for
that-
one, but
It's almost scarier to think about people I love dying than it is myself. Because if I die, I'm not gonna know. But if Michael dies, I'm gonna know, and it's gonna fucking hurt. So don't die.
I'll try to die second.
It's
your
probably
sake.
gonna be that way, let's be honest.
Who knows? I could die
Who
for any
knows?
reason.
At any time. I don't blame you, Blue Stork. I don't know why my ex did that. He's a crazy bitch. And I mean that in the best way. I also found out today that my best friend, who was also his roommate, told me that they finished Code Geass, Michael.
Okay.
And Jake rated it 8.5 out of 10, which is, I think, accurate. He is still not convinced that Lelouch is smarter than Light.
Some people are just beyond helping.
For real. For real, though. And Cooper made a very valid argument, which was the scale on which Lelouch is operating is so much bigger. Like, apparently Jake argued that Lelouch makes more mistakes, but it's like Lelouch makes a million decisions every
Yeah.
day.
But also like oh. Sorry, heard myself. No, I guess I'm kind of just restating what you said, but like Light didn't have an actual enemy. He just had ambition. And he's, I don't know. But like Lelouch had an actual structuralized enemy to go up against. Like it was already like, you know, not just like some.
I see what you're
You know
saying.
what I mean? Like,
Because Light wasn't trying to like
right?
ruin
He didn't
L.
even
L was
necessarily
just
know. I
trying
mean,
to
he didn't
stop
know.
Light.
But, right? Like it wasn't his enemy until he started doing shit.
Yeah. I can't handle Light looking back now. We tried watching the first few episodes of Death Note, and
It just
Okay.
feels like somebody who isn't all that smart trying to write what they imagine a smart character as.
at the time, I'm sure it was revolutionary, and I do
I
think
still
it
love
shaped
Death Note.
anime.
I just-
Yeah, it's just I have trouble watching it now. His enemy was the perceived injustice of the legal system. For like 2 seconds, I think that was true. Light went fucking crazy though. He went off the deep end so fast.
Shit. Okay, I might be in
Matas-
trouble.
Matas ran 3 houses with no Byleth. And because they wanted to see if it's possible for Byleth's only battle to be Nemesis, and could Byleth one-shot Nemesis.
How did
Do
that
tell
go?
how that turned out.
Lucian might not be able to survive. No, I think I can. I'll have like 10 HP though. Oh no, I got another heal.
It's barely possible with every damage boost possible, assuming Byleth gets their crest to increase damage and gets Sword Fair from getting taught by teachers. That's actually fascinating. Does anyone remember the name of this kind of UI design where it's modeled after real life objects? I really like that.
I don't know.
I cannot remember.
Are
It
you
has
talking
a
about,
weird
are you talking
name.
about Vakenroder? Or are you talking about something
Well,
else?
I'm referring to Bakugo.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I have no idea.
It's a name that is unintuitive, but I don't remember what it is.
God, the enemies are so tall, it's insane.
You're just short. I would be forever appreciative if we could get one more round of hot takes. Just really something to stimulate my brain before I go to bed. Please and thank you. And Cooper, if you're watching, you're exempt from that request. Please do not put your hot takes in here.
You know, maybe he's not here. And maybe that's a good thing.
It's totally possible.
Just for
No,
that particular.
PB&J is a good sandwich. I mean, subjectively, yes. Objectively, also yes.
Microwaved PB&J?
Never had that as a good.
I don't know, but it would be hot. It would be hot take in the mouth.
Yes. Do we need to try that?
No. No, we do not.
Peanut butter is also not as popular here in Europe. Matas, what country do you live in? You ever tried a microwave Subway sandwich? Never again. Like, not toasted, like you microwaved it at home afterward?
This boss was easier to manipulate because he doesn't chase after you. If you're out of range, he just goes back.
Originally Lithuania, but now studying in the UK. That's amazing. What's your degree going to be in? If you don't mind me asking. Clearly you're very knowledgeable about a lot of things, but I'm curious what your specialty is going to be. Yes, you should never microwave lettuce. Japanese. Ah, I see. Matas, do you also share the pain of us not having an adequate historical record to know exactly where the influence came and went between the East and the West? That is my Roman Empire. I think about it every day. I guess I mean like Christianity, for example. At least in Christian circles, there was a very hot debate about whether Christianity had influenced Buddhism or Buddhism had influenced Christianity. But as far as I know, there are not adequate records to make that distinction, and we'll kind of just never know exactly what direction that went, or if it was equal parts both ways. And it's things like that where I wish I could decipher, like, okay, this idea came from the West, went to the East, originally Eastern, versus this idea is originally Western. But of course, I mean, I understand it all all comes from the same ethnic group originally, so that's also complicated and further aggravates me. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm talking about, Matas. And I'm talking specifically about the things where we're not sure where the components of ideas originated. Like, for example, the story of like the virgin birth from the Life of Buddha. Like the Life of Buddha, I thought was such a good example of something that, or the sects of Buddhism that believe in the idea of salvation. Like, did that independently crop up in the East, or is that simply a factor because the ideas of Christianity made their way over there? Kryptonite, or wait, Blue Spark says his hot take is chocolate is kind of overrated. I never know how to respond when people say something's overrated, because I don't feel like I have an accurate representation of how rated something is.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that so many things are just automatically made chocolate flavored that maybe would be better other flavors.
I'm flat. Oh, I'm Fat Boy Slim.
Oh my god. Oh boy. Just lie and say the baby happened for a reason. Good tactic.
But
Is
Fat
that
Boys.
referencing Wackenroder?
Huh?
Oh, I see.
Fat Boys.
Was that a reference to Wackenroder?
I'm not sure.
I do agree, Matas. I do totally agree. And I think, I mean, probably that idea could be traced back to actual encounters with dinosaurs and large reptiles. Right? Like dragons, the idea of dragons isn't just pulled out of thin air. It's based on real creatures. So, I agree, personally. Yes, people often do misunderstand, like the dragons in Beowulf, what they would have looked like. I think I see what you're saying. I agree that there are specific things where people make too much of the distinction between East and West, because people talk about it like there was no trade, no interaction, nothing.
I'm trying to take a
with-
screenshot, but I don't know if it's not working.
It makes me swell.
When it
But-
receives strong stimulation, it swells up. Why is it not screenshotting?
I agree, Matas, that people, I think, misunderstand, especially prior to the Bronze Age collapse, how interconnected the East and the West were. But in the same way, they misunderstand. I think people assume that we all conceptualize things in the same way, and sometimes they're just simply incompatible ideas, or at least inherently different. Did you figure it out?
No.
9 people watching the stream.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you all caught this. I don't know why you won't screenshot.
I just really felt like, and then you were like, and then we were like,
And we, yeah, and
and then we,
yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna start streaming soon.
Why isn't it screenshotting? I mean, look, I can just grab it from the stream itself.
Kryptonite wants this in Discord.
The Discord. I mean, someone else can screenshot it, but I don't know.
I mean, I can screenshot it if you translate it again.
Yeah, for sure. I just here's a screenshot. Send it. I mean, I want a screenshot on my Steam Deck as well, but the screenshots are not working. We'll have to come back.
Okay,
for
give
this.
me 1 sec. I'm screenshotting it. Got it.
Well, I mean, I don't have to wait for you because you can always go backwards. But
Oh, I didn't think about that. Matas, yes, that. So I was not aware of the Indo-European language family until college when I ended up studying Greek and Latin and Hebrew, and I was fascinated because Sanskrit is actually remarkably similar to Latin, which I'm sure you already know. And it is fascinating because for me that was the first moment where I was like, oh, this is all way more connected than I thought it was. And so I totally agree. I think, and that's also part of my frustration, is some things probably go back even prior to the Indo-European civilization. Some things are just human, right? Human ideas. This is just what humans think, how humans think of the world. But it's hard to pick apart what is really, truly fundamental about the way we perceive the world as a species versus what is just an idea that has made its way around the world. And personally, that frustrates me. It also makes me wonder, Matas, like, oh my god, I wonder every day what, like, the Indus Valley civilization and the Dravidian culture were like. How different or similar they were. How much of what is part of modern Indian culture or like Vedic Hinduism is from the Indo-Europeans versus the Indus Valley civilization. And I don't know, I'm probably not allowed to say this on stream, but certain things I know we know are like the horse ceremonies, the fun horse ceremonies.
the situation is overwhelmingly poor.
Me too.
Nice. They're all playable.
All of them, every single one.
Yeah,
Where's the silver bra? Is the silver bra one of them?
Yeah, she is. And I don't think it's a silver bra. It's a metal. It goes around her collarbone.
Oh, what do you call that?
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
Thanks.
I like her
Puspa.
hair.
Oh, I thought it was Slim.
The last person on the list. Wait, what?
Interesting. Wow, this guy's got so much HP. And attack, and defense.
The first sprite. Wait, the first sprite in the middle of the screen
Oh,
is what Mata said. I don't know what character that is.
all the way to the left.
Yeah, in the middle though.
Yeah, that is him.
Slim.
That is Slim.
Oh, okay.
He looks blonde in the center though. It's funny. Like he's got different color hair between his portrait and his sprite.
It's a lot more Aryan in the sprite.
I don't see any blue eyes, but it's closer to Aryan, sure.
Well, I'm getting tired, so I need to go to bed because I work tomorrow. But Matas, I just want to make it clear that I'm not. Mostly, I don't think we're disagreeing on anything. You're incredibly intelligent, and you probably know more about these things than I do. But it has been excellent to have a conversation about them for the first time in several years. And if you guys dislike this kind of commentary, tell me, and I will just.
I don't think they dislike it. In fact, I think it's awesome. I think they enjoy it, and I enjoy it. That's his eye patch has an eye. That's peak game design.
We do.
Yeah,
this
no,
all
I
the time.
appreciate you, Ellie. And
But I know
hope you
you're
sleep
here
well.
for Michael. I'm here for Michael too.
I'm
So-
here.
But I promise I'm gonna do my own streams at some point.
Yes.
And then
you guys can go and watch her streams. And oh, have you told them what the plan
I
is?
can't remember.
I don't think you have.
So my friend Cooper that I've been sussing out every so often kind of inspired me to stream horror games specifically because horror is actually probably my favorite genre, but it's something that I've always struggled with participating in because I get so scared, like I'm just such a pussy. But I realized that would actually make for really entertaining streams. So he's working on like a PNG tuber rig for me. So eventually my goal is to probably specifically stream horror games so that you all can laugh at how stupid my reactions are.
But that is gonna the shocked animation, the shocked.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't checked
that
with
is-
him on that, but if that's not in the works right now, hopefully it eventually will be. But he originally had the idea of every time I have a like strong reaction and I get scared that my rig gets like shocked by lightning,
Mhm.
which I think would be very funny.
It is great conversations, great commentary, and we miss streaming, so I'm trying.
I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for talking. And I love you, Michael. Good night.
Love you too. Good night. Sleep well. There is a lot of pink in those sprites. In fact, 4 out of 6 of these sprites have pink in them. I don't think I'm going to do another chapter of this game. I also don't know that I'm going to do all of this on stream. That stresses me out when I'm like, okay, I want to play this game, but I gotta stream it. Ooh, defense chapter. So I might do it off stream. I might not. Also, the translations are taking a little bit longer than usual, and it might be because my internet connection isn't super great today. Facing funny directions. Wow. Interesting. I like that I'm on the same map 2 chapters in a row. I think that's pretty cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and okay. Wait, 5 minutes? Doesn't update automatically. Mistake of these old isometric properties. Yeah, it is to be like that. Might not be up super late tonight, but I'll try to fit another game in. If one of them stands out to me. I swear every time I'm playing off stream, I'm like, oh, I gotta stream this game, man. And then I'm streaming and it's like, well, I don't know. Stream planner. Yeah, I should probably do something like that at some point. Is there a random option? There sure is. There sure is. It's not built in, but actually like this game. Every time though I gotta do this. It doesn't load the hold on. You have 25 minutes. Okay, listen. Okay, cool. That scream was perfect. I'm in a Steam account for the first time like a week ago, specifically make a game mods. I recall you having trouble with Steam in the past. Did that work out for you? I like Minesweeper. It's good. It's good and nice. You know, I kind of thought I beat this guy. I don't think this is the right save state. Yeah, this should be the right save state. This song is something else. Steam Trolls were way back in 2012. Okay, cool. Well, you should friend me. At some point. Might be able to find my Steam account in the Discord, but also might be able to search for it. It's okay, well, there's my username. Yeah, I think you can search Mickey971113. If not, just remind me in Discord and I'll send you a link or something. Where am I headed? That is the problem with my setup. I don't know where I'm headed. But I don't necessarily need to make a lot of progress, story-wise. I can just show this game off because... cool. Yeah, this game is really interesting. Obviously overleveled. Not overleveled, but overpowered against these enemies. See, the last thing that happened is I ended the war between these two, like the ogres and these other guys. And then their prince joined my team. I don't remember where I'm headed. It has a day and night cycle, which is fascinating. This is like the best game on the 3DO. That's not saying much. What year in console? Funny you asked that. So the 3DO, I don't know what year. It's called Lucien's Quest. It was ported to the Sega Saturn, I think. The 3DO had an official English release, but the Saturn version did not. And it has two names. It's Lucien's Quest, and that's like the Japanese name, but the localization, the Western localization, was named Sword and Sorcery. And I did making artwork for all this stuff. And I kind of like having both logos, so you can see both names of the game. Or any combination. Yeah, I don't know what year it came out off the top of my head. $1995 in Japan, 96 in North America. That makes sense. That sounds about right. I wonder if I'm supposed to go back to this cave that I was at earlier, and if I can access a new path. Because I did get an item when I finished that cave. Oh, and you can like multiply the power of magic, which is pretty cool. Does Battlefield differ on the exact location where the encounter was? It depends. I think if it's a random encounter, then the battlefield is randomized. But in the cave, it is dependent. and they're not really random encounters. But like this is, I don't know. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Like the terrain is based on the cave layout, but on the world map it isn't. Okay. And so we destroyed this spike here, and it stays destroyed even after the battle is over, which is cool. I recall this being blocked off before. Yeah, okay, this is where I have to go. I haven't played this game in probably months, so it's kind of cool that I figured it out. Well, I figured most of it out. There's something about... There's a way to do this. I just don't remember quite yet. Xeon. Yeah, I have that equipped. And I have to like press something. But I don't remember what I have to press. No. Love that they have a squeal in the song. It is so bizarre. DS Pokemon. This game does not explain a whole lot to you. Like, I was kind of stuck in this cave for a while because there were other spikes that didn't have the purple on it. And the only way to destroy them was to, like, go back to town and buy a weapon that had a certain destructive stat and equip it. It's like, how am I supposed to know that? But you had to, like, press something when you go up to it. I'm gonna go back to the normal spike and see if there's any. Might be a problem with my mapping actually, because I have two X's. Don't have a B. Maybe it's like B. Okay. So. Troubleshooting was a success. Now I need to equip the Blazion. Take that. Haha. Love how small the draw distance is in this game. Also, like, so many different camera settings, which is it's just interesting. What's so funny about that is, like, we don't need any more of those, right? Because we've already got past the first one. What am I gonna do? Lose the Blazion? Like, yep, still have it. Still have it equipped. Didn't throw it away. That was a poorly timed save state. It's okay. That's not quite what I wanted. It's very disadvantageous for them. Yeah, they really got themselves in a sticky situation. Good point. I love how this earthquake attack doesn't cost MP. It's wonderful. Still giving me slimes. Truly, they don't think I'm that weak. The new enemy. Okay, I thought he dodged again. I was like, I just hit him so hard. He changed location. Okay. Well, I think this village is where I'm headed. Oof. Oh. We just heal dead people. Oh, you can. He almost died again, no. I love this song. Oktoberfest. I've not heard Oktoberfest. So. Hey Montas. 3 a.m. Sounds about right. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you next time. Oh, right, that one animal that I met. They're only villagers. Sorry, my mom's being kind of loud in the kitchen, which is on the other side of my wall. I mean, I'm never gonna use that. Expensive. I just want to know the stats. I guess that was probably in the show. What a house. Oh, can you imagine living there? No warning. I mean, pretty much assumed, but had to try it. See you later, Blue Spark. Thanks for hanging out. Super weird about this game is you can't save in villages. You can only save on the world map. Okay, I'm gonna call it. That's Lucien's Quest. It's not a great game, but it's endearing. And it's old. And it's one of the first, like... was 3DO, which is one of the first consoles that really attempted 3D graphics. But anyway, peace out, sleep well, stay safe.